This is a major turning point for the Minnesota Wild as the trade deadline is a week and a half away, and one name in specific has been revealed as the frontrunner for the Minnesota Wild and vice versa. We're going to be breaking it down, going over how the most recent Olympics will change the entire thought process from Bill Guerin on this topic, and how this, another example, is helping Quinn Hughes stay with this Minnesota Wild team. We're going to be breaking it down, going over this entire report, what this means going forward, and like I said, how the Olympics really changed where we initially were on a Vincent Trocheck trade proposition. And all of this video, we have a lot of stuff to break down, as well as a few updates here at the end. Now, before we do jump into all of the news that we do have here today, ladies and gentlemen, your support's been incredible. I appreciate all of you guys watching this video. But if you haven't already, be sure to hit the sub button. Join me here on the channel. We're going to 4K. Your support's been incredible, like I said. We're currently sitting at 3,422 subscribers. And let me know down below, are you confident with Vincent Trocheck being the #1 option for the Minnesota Wild? I think it's up in the air for a lot of people, but after these Olympics, and really how Bill Guerin has proven many, many people wrong, this makes a lot more sense than even a couple weeks ago. Now, where this all stemmed from was a couple of hours ago. This dropped from NHL Rumor Report from James Murphy. The Minnesota Wild still appear to be the frontrunner for the New York Rangers center Vincent Trocheck, but the Red Wings will likely be in the mix as well, as we've seen before, and a few other teams. But Minnesota has been the one that really continues to stick out as that #1 option. And for this team, for what the Wild are looking for, it fits the bill completely. I mean, you look at Vincent Trocheck's stats on this season, and I feel like this is probably the one that we've pulled up the most here on the channel. One thing that lacks in his game simply is discipline. That is about it. But even then, even with that, for how much his penalty kill is an impact, how much his faceoffs are, things can work out in a positive direction. 12 goals, 24 assists, 56.5 on the faceoffs, and was even better than that in the Olympics. He's a guy that really holds everything that they need, and especially over these Olympics, being one of, if not the best penalty killer in the entire tournament. This is something that Bill Guerin really noticed. There was no doubt about it, because he made the selections. He chose to put Vincent Trocheck, JT Miller on that team. Got so much kind of negative attention towards it, but it worked. They beat Canada in the gold medal game, went 18 for 18 on the penalty kill over the tournament, thanks to him and thanks to JT Miller. And I mean, you can really see that, Hockey Ice Storm tweeting this out. His description, going on to reply to that NHL Rumor Report tweet, that he's a tenacious forward with a strong two-way play, face-off skill, consistent point production, but can struggle with penalties and maintaining discipline. Reliable, yet sketchy. But I think that this kind of confirmed what type of player he was throughout that Olympic tournament. And you can look at his goal scores by location, and he's a very big net front, bottom of the circle guy. That's one thing that the Wild, who really can shoot from anywhere, really fits their game, because you can get a shot from the point from a Quinn Hughes. You can get a Quinn Hughes, skate into the zone, control the possession. He is the best puck possession guy in the world, and being able to swing that over to a guy like Trocheck in front of the net, or to the side of the net, it makes a lot of sense. You saw it work with Team USA, and that's one reason where this all kind of comes into play now, making it even more prominent that he is a top option. Now, looking at the offense, we know the center is the biggest need. There's no doubt about it. Ryan Hartman, Eriksson Ek, Yurov Sturm. We've seen multiple reports over the past couple of days about a Ryan Hartman trade, and we're going to have another video on that coming very, very soon. And if that were the case, I really don't think it's necessary, because he is a very good forward to have come playoff time, especially in the bottom six. But when you throw a Vincent Trocheck here with Eriksson Ek, Yurov as your 1, 2, and 3 center, whatever order you choose to put them in, that immediately transforms this team into a completely different look and gives so much more availability, open space, options for guys like Matt Boldy, Kirill Kaprizov, Matt Zuccarello, even going to the defense in Quinn Hughes, who will get that puck more off faceoffs than what he has been this entire season so far with the Minnesota Wild. And the idea of that simply, cannot be good enough with what we've been able to see him do since December and throughout the Olympics. Now, Molly Walker tweeted this out, and this was a Vincent Trocheck quote after the Olympics during the gold medal celebration, kind of going over the perfect penalty kill. And this is where things really come into play and make a lot more sense for this Wild team. I'm pretty proud, and I'll be honest. Yeah, we heard all the talk and we shouldn't be here. We're able to come here and we had to do a job. It was a good penalty kill, guys. Face-off guys, character guys. We took that role and we ran with it. And if that mindset can be brought over to the Minnesota Wild as well, somewhere where he does not need to be a leading offensive scorer, somewhere where he has the support staff and crew around him, that will be a much bigger impact on this team than he has been with the New York Rangers, where he was one of the really offensive drivers for that team, even though that isn't necessarily his role. So being able to put that into consideration right here just makes things infinitely better and make a lot more sense. And when it comes down to what this deal could be, there's a lot of questions surrounding that, because a lot of people are saying the Wild have no more assets. We know that's not true. They have a lot, and I mean a lot. And you see this here from Logan Reaver, going off, once again, the faceoffs throughout the Olympics at 66.7%, being one of the best, and even though it is only over 6 games, he was a guy that every single faceoff in that gold medal game, it looked like he was out there. He's been in some very important situations, and he made it happen. He made it work, and being tied for second, pretty good look. Now, kind of going off of that, and the importance that they have, how much value the Rangers will hold in him, it's going to be higher after these Olympics. I think there's no doubt about that. And when it comes down to a few options, we've had the Charlie Stramels, the Ryan Hartmans, the, Daniil Yurov, according to many different team articles, but we know from inside the Wild organization, he's not going to be an option. But one name that really piques my interest is David Jiricek. Have the Wild given up on him just yet? I don't think so. Even though 25 games played, 0 points, even at 0 plus minus, 16 blocks, 6 hits, 15 shots, 14 penalty minutes, he has been a non-factor for this Wild team this year, apart from jumping in. It could be a very interesting kind of outlook on the idea that Bill Guerin has on this and his former trade, which he made to get Jiricek, if he were to be in a deal that would involve Vincent Trocheck. That's where things can kind of get a bit off, but I mean, there are many options I think the Wild have to be able to make this happen, and especially after the Olympics. For those of you who have been here for quite some time now, watched us talk about Trocheck, my opinion has drastically changed. I said that the value was certainly going to be high. I would be cautious. But right now, the way that it works, having another Team USA gold medalist on this team, it seems like the chemistry between those was fantastic with that Team USA. It seems like with the guys, Matt Boldy, Brock Faber, Quinn Hughes, that team had fun. And I think that's one thing that would really help out this team, the chemistry-wise, which it already has a very high level of, but also just in general, as you want to play with the guys that you know you can win with. That seems like something that would really help out this team right now. So if David Jiricek is part of this deal or not, things can be very, very interesting on it. But there still is about a week and a half away from the deadline, and this is one to certainly keep an eye on, as Trocheck still remains the top option for the Minnesota Wild. But the Wild also remain the front runner for Trocheck, and even more now than ever, I think this makes a lot more sense, and I would be certainly willing to do it. We know that Jesper Wallstedt would likely not be part of this. They have Igor Shesterkin, which is another very positive thing, which makes this trade even better on, kind of the outskirts of it. So let me know, ladies and gentlemen, what you think about this here. Do you think that the Wild trading for Trocheck would be good? Are you on board with it? Let me know in the comments below. Give me a Y for yes and N for no, because I think this is certainly something that, over the coming days, this seems like it could be a before the trade deadline trade for this Wild team. Get as good as possible, as early as possible, and have more time to make more moves. So let me know what you think about that. Like I said, that is all I have here in this one. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.